يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن. وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. A very important chapter in the books of fiqh is the chapter that deals with menstrual bleeding and postnatal bleeding. And this is one of the most sophisticated chapters due to the different opinions of scholars. And whenever there are so many conflicting opinions, we are ordered in the Quran to refer it back to the Quran, to the Sunnah, and take the default to the best of our ability so that we would make life easy for everyone. So linguistically, what is hayd or menses? Linguistically, it is derived from the word had al-wadi, when the valley flows with flood water. So menses refers to flooding and flowing. Legislatively, it is the flow of the blood that comes out or emerges from deep inside the uterus at certain times of the month when a woman is in good health and it is not connected to childbirth, so that we would exempt it from postnatal bleeding. Now, when does it begin? Usually, and most likely, scholars say that females start to have their menses when they are at 9 and not before that. And it usually stays up to 50. And this is the norm. Maybe you'll find women after the age of 50 having their menses, but this is not the norm. Does it have a minimum? Scholars say that the minimum of menses is a day and a night. Does it have a maximum? Some say, no, it doesn't have a maximum. Others say, well, logically, it has to have a maximum because the month, you cannot have the majority of it menses. Rather, you can have up to 15 days, up to half of the month, and the half has to be purity. And whatever is exceeding 15 days, that would be considered to be istihada. And the majority, the norm of menses is 6 or 7 days. Now, if the bleeding is for a couple of hours, scholars say that this is not menses, and it does not impact the life of a woman. Rather, it is impure and it invalidates the wudu, but she can continue to live her normal life, and such bleeding is considered to be an irregular bleeding. So when a girl at a young age, 9, 10, 11 years of age, and she starts to see the blood for the first time, scholars say that if it has the same characteristics of the monthly cycle, with its cramps and the color and the smell, then it's considered to be hayd or menses. And if it increases or exceeds the 15 days period, then it becomes istihada. When do we consider a woman to have reached her purity after the monthly cycle? There are two signs. The first sign is seeing the white thread-like discharge. So the bleeding stops, and when a woman wipes her private part, on the toilet paper she sees a discharge that is white, no brownish or yellowish colored discharge accompanying it. This white thread-like discharge is a sign of her purity. And this is what Mother Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, used to advise women who used to send her their pads, confused, are we pure or not? And she used to say, don't hasten until you see the white thread-like discharge. And the second type of or sign of purity is dryness. So the bleeding stops after 6 or 7 days, and the woman wipes and nothing shows up. She's clean, as they say, as a whistle. Here scholars say she should insert a tampon without hurting herself, lightly inside, and if it comes out clean, this is a sign of her purity, and she can perform ghusl and resume her life. What is the ruling on colored discharge, whether yellowish or brownish? This has two times to show or appear. Either at the time of purity, before the flow of the blood starts, or after the flow of the blood starts. So if a woman sees the brownish or yellowish discharge before the menses, some scholars say she should consider that to be her menses. Other scholars say, no, we've concluded that menses is the flow of blood. And if a woman is pure in her normal days and all of a sudden she sees colored discharge, if we tell her to stop to pray and fast, and these discharges continue to 3 or 4 days, and all of a sudden they stop, and she's pure again, this means that this period of time was wasted. She didn't pray. So those who told her to stop praying were wrong. Once the flow of the blood starts, this is when we tell her stop praying and fasting and being intimate with your spouse. But before that, this is considered to be istihada. Just wash your private part, change your soiled underwear, and perform wudu whenever the time of prayer is due, and there's no problem. Even if it continues to come out or to be emitted, your prayer is valid because you've performed your wudu, cleaned yourself after the adhan. Now, if these colored discharges come after the flow of blood, so the woman is in her menses and the bleeding stops and she sees these colored discharges, now these are considered to be part of her menses because she did not see her purity. And the evidence of that is the hadith of Atiyya, may Allah be pleased with her. She said, we did not consider the colored discharges after the purity to be impacting a woman menses. It's not part of her menses. So after the purity, if a woman sees her purity and performs ghusl, in a day or two, she sees these colored discharges, Atiyya says to disregard, only to wash off and to perform wudu and pray. This has nothing to do with your menses. But if it's not after seeing your purity, if it is connected with your menses, this means it is part of the menses, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد.
يا راغبا في كل علم نافع
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن، وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.